I had an appointment Saturday morning, and referrals. They came in and talked to me, and we're still writing the apps right now. But by the time we're done, I'm going to have 13 different applications with this couple.
Good grief!
Two Medicare, 2 hospital indemnity, 2 cancer, 2 life insurance policies. We wrote 2 annuities, and we're going to do home, auto, and umbrella for them.
Wow.
That was a good morning.
Yeah, that's not a bad day. That's not a bad month for some of our listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Medicare Sales Playbook. I'm your host, Dallas Keithley. Our goal here is to help you build your Medicare business one play at a time. And today we have someone that has built a Medicare business, a good Medicare business that is continuing to grow, adding agents. The only thing that's not growing is him. Dude's lost like over 100 pounds. And so he's kind of doing this. He's going this way. The Medicare business is going up, which is what we like to see.
Working my butt off.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, man. Mr. Brian Thompson.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Glad to have you, man. This has been in the works for a while. We've been trying to do this. So, yeah. So tell us about your company. You're with Peritia Advisors. Tell us all about your company, where you're at, what you're doing, all that.
Started a scratch agency 7 years ago. Originally got licensed 2009. Bounced around a couple different places and learned how to do a lot of different things. And since 2018, I've been able to start tying them all together so that when I actually meet with somebody, I can do a full rounded presentation, not just a single line of business.
Okay, so talk more about that. What do you mean when you say a full? You're not selling Medicare. That's it.
Right. So cross-selling is actually the key to making sure that you're rounding out an account as best you can. You want to make sure you have as many policies with somebody as they need, but as many as you can, because anytime you refer a piece of business out to somebody else, that's a toehold for them to come in and take what you've already done in there.
Right.
You send out, well, your wife needs to go on ACA, and I don't do that, but I'm going to send you over to Bill over here. And the next thing you know, Bill went in there and wrote a $2 million annuity behind your back. And,
friggin' Bill.
Yeah, I hate Bill. So.
But it's our fault if we do that.
It is.
It's not Bill's fault. Bill did his job.
I had an appointment Saturday morning, and referrals. They came in and talked to me, and we're still writing the apps right now, but by the time we're done, I'm going to have 13 different applications with this couple.
Good grief.
2 Medicare, 2 hospital indemnity, 2 cancer, 2 life insurance policies. We wrote 2 annuities, and we're going to do home, auto, and umbrella for them.
Wow.
That was a good morning.
Yeah, that's not a bad day. That's not a bad month for some of our listeners. But we're going to talk about cross-selling uniquely today, right? Because when you talk to me about what you want to talk about, I'm like, you know what? I've never approached it that way. But talk about, first off, and we've said this many times on this program, why cross-sell? If you said, Dallas, these are the top 3 or top 4 reasons I cross-sell, why is that? Why is it important?
Well, we already talked about the first one. You want to round out that account and have the more policies you can have in a home, the stickier that business is going to be. So if I have 1 policy with you, it's easy to drop me for somebody else. If I've got 13 policies in your house, it hurts to break up with me because you got to move everything.
Well, and I watch Progressive commercials, Geico commercials, all these commercials, the word is bundle.
Right. 100%.
They understand that. And I'll never forget when I went in a house, this has been years and years ago, we were selling final expense. I go in and I'm like, listen, we can save you $42 a month on your life insurance. And they're like, yeah, but that's bundled with my home and my auto and I don't want to mess it up.
Right.
So I go online and I'm looking at what happens if you drop this. I'm like, listen, if you drop this, it will be a 3% discount that is taken away. This 3% discount equals $4 a month. We can save you 42. And no, I don't want to mess it up.
They've got everything in one place, and they don't want to break it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the income potential that comes with truly rounding out that account. Plus, you're doing the right thing by the person in front of you. If you write them a Medicare Advantage plan, I've got one agent who she is focused on Medicare supplements and Medicare Advantage. She's got a fantastic business. She's got 2,700 Medicare clients.
Ooh. Yeah.
But she's never cross-sold anything.
Mm.
So
wow.
she'll do she'll do seven figures this year
Right.
between renewals and new business. But how much more income is available there that she's not touching? So that same couple that I sold on Saturday morning, she would have gotten 2 new to Medicare MAPDs out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So she made what, $1,250?
Yeah.
Okay. I added 2 hospital indemnity policies to it.
So
I added
there's
2 cancer.
600.
I added 2 cancer policies.
So there's
to it.
another 700-800.
Right. I added 2 life insurance policies, both of them at $150 premium.
Oh, there's $2K.
There's a chunk of money.
Yeah.
I added $300,000 worth of annuities to it.
Yeah. There's I'm not doing math in public, but there's more, right? There's a lot more.
By the time I got done with this appointment, and by the time we write everything, it'll be a $30,000 income off of this one couple, helping them with things that I'd talked to them and made sure that I understood their needs well enough. And then they came and asked me, do you do this? And I've got my 401k I need to move, and do you do this?
Wow.
But they needed all this. I'm not just selling them things because, well, look, I've got something else I can sell you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm selling it to them because they have a need. If you sell somebody a Medicare Advantage plan, they need more than just that Medicare Advantage plan to truly protect them the way that they should be protected.
Exactly. It drives me nuts when people sell Medicare Advantage plan, and the determining factor is if they can afford a supplement, do a supplement. If they can't afford a supplement, do a MAPD. And I always ask them, are you ready for that phone call? Because if they can't afford a supplement, odds are they can't afford the MOOP. So are you ready for that phone call whenever they do get the MOOP?
And your people on Medicaid, people on SlimB need a hospital indemnity plan more than anybody else because they cannot afford a $2,000 hospital bill when they come home. But they can afford $52 a month.
Right.
Or $42 or whatever it ends up being with your particular plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't people cross-sell? What do you think the number one objection is?
They don't know how.
Okay.
They don't. They feel like they're asking for too much from that client.
Guilt.
Right. Guilt. Yeah. Well, I sold him a $0 plan. Now I'm going to ask him for a premium.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I've preached over and over again. Don't sell zero. Do not sell zero. This portion of it is zero. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. And the guilt thing too, I've never had anybody upset with me. And I heard somebody say this, anytime you have guilt about selling something, imagine them using the product. If they're happy, go ahead and pitch it. If you picture it like, yeah, okay, they got their hospital indemnity and they came in and they got money back for it. How do you think they would feel at that time? And it's kind of rhetorical, right? They're going to be happy. Yeah. If that's the case, sell it, right? And if they can afford it.
And they can always say no.
Yeah.
I'm not forcing them to write me a check. I'm not forcing them to sign something. But I'm also, these people don't know what they don't know.
Right.
And if they don't know that there's a cancer plan out there that they can buy for $20 a month that wipes out their MOOP for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years from now, when they come to you and they had cancer and they're out $10,000.
Yeah.
How do you? Boy, I wish I would have offered you a cancer plan, Dallas.
Yeah, and I would rather have the 5 seconds of awkward, no, I don't want that, than the 10-minute phone call of, hey, man, we don't know what we're going to do. Like, we just got a bill, and I have no idea what we're going to do.
And this Medicare Advantage plan is terrible that you sold me because now I got a 10.
Yeah, so give me the 5 seconds of awkward of, hey, this is what I recommend. Now, when you're cross-selling, so let's, and we're going to get back on track here in a sec. Well, we're on track. This is good. When you're cross-selling and you're presenting, are you showing them everything and then they decide what they don't want, or how do you do it?
Absolutely not. You never want to present absolutely everything. I'd spend 5 hours presenting every product that I could present to this couple. 85% of it comes from doing a good needs analysis and getting to know your client for 15 or 20 minutes before you don't walk in and say, look, I've got a great Medicare Advantage plan for you and this is what you need. You sit down and you talk to them first and you figure out what their needs are. Dude makes $600 a month. He does not need a hospital indemnity plan or a cancer plan. All he needs is a D-SNP.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you use to do a needs analysis?
I first of all, I want to figure out the personality of the person in front of me.
Okay.
So I've done several different personality tests and personality trainings. Not to throw out any names or anything like that, but the colors test, and I've got a 90-second colors test I do with a lot of people. I'll just open up and say, hey, will you play a game with me? And I hand them the 4 cards. They put them in order for me, and I know who that person is.
Okay.
And maybe more important, I know who their wife is.
Yeah. Let's dig a second. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's back up. So the colors test, what you're talking about, our good buddy Nate Offert does it with SWAT training and stuff like that. Great training. If you get a chance, you go to that. But so the color test, first of all, I'm assuming you did it on yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Because step one to me is knowing my personality. Mm-hmm. So talk about how you discovered, and what is, I think I've got a pretty good idea. I'm going to guess you're a red. I'm going to say red, and then I think your second, maybe green. Is green high?
So I took everything I learned from Nate, but I use a different platform, and the colors are just a little bit different. So I got to think in Nate's terms now. Yeah. I am green.
Oh, you're
yellow.
Green 1.
I'm
really?
Green, yellow, red, blue.
We are completely different people. The look may be the same, but that's it, right?
So I want the expertise. I want to know everything about what I'm talking about, so that if I do start talking to you about it, I don't sound like a mutton head.
Right.
And the yellow, people very rarely see my yellow, but that's actually my second highest one.
Yeah.
The red, I can usually backseat the red long enough to talk to a client before I go back to work, and then the red comes out again. So
yeah, I like it. And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, that's okay, because I've done Clifton Strengths. I've done, oh goodness, there's another one out there I've done. We've done 4 or 5 of them here.
There's 4 basic personality types.
Yeah.
Are you analytical? Are you a person that wants a map and a blueprint? Are you a person that nurtures and cares about people? Or are you a person that cares about your wants, needs, and goals? And everybody has all 4 colors, but it's a matter of which ones are strongest. So I sat through an annuity appointment with one of my agents. It's been 2 years ago. And this agent is green all day long. She wants to know every detail, and she can recite every number in that policy.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. The lady sitting in front of her was yellow-blue.
Feelings, emotions.
Yes, and she wanted a path, right? And this agent sat there and greened all over her, and it completely lost.
I love that term.
Completely lost the sale.
Yeah.
And I brought it back in, and we were ready to close it, and she started talking again, and she greened on her, and she lost it. And I brought it back in and had it ready to close, and she started talking. I was like, I got this.
Yeah. Yeah. Learn here. Yeah.
Because all the lady in front of me wanted to hear was that we've got you taken care of, and we have a plan.
Yeah.
That's all she wanted to know.
So let's back it up. You said that the 4 are analytical, right? Nurturing. Yeah.
A blueprint or a path.
Okay.
And wants and goals.
Right. So for the analytical person, you've got to, if you find someone with an analytical,
if you're talking to an engineer, they want to know the details.
Engineer, lawyer, doctor.
They get out a spreadsheet, and you have a closed sale, because they know they want to see all the details about
the numbers. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
If you start talking to them about feelings, you've lost them.
Yep. I don't care how it makes me feel. Do I need it? Do I not need it?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So that one's, to me, I am the opposite of that. My analytical was dead last, and it was only there because I knew I should put some things analytical in the test, right? I'm like, yeah, no, I don't. Matter of fact, the guy, Nate, came over and he saw my paper and he said, you'd rather have an STD than a spreadsheet.
Yep.
And I said, 1,000%, right? And so, but I almost enjoy dealing with green people, because like it's either, you lay it out on paper and you're like, look here,
if it makes
on
sense.
This side, you're going to pay this much. On this side, you pay this much. Which one do you want? They're going to be like, that one.
Yeah,
Bang.
exactly.
Done. The paper makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, but this one you got to choose. I don't care. This one makes sense.
Your yellow personalities want to know that you're taking care of them, and that they're going to be able to take care of others because you've taken care of them.
Yeah. Okay. Let's call that the second one. The yellow or the Nate's gonna sue me or something. Yeah.
Nate's going to be really mad at me because this doesn't follow his colors at all.
So yellow is, let's call them the nurturing person, whatever color you want to call it. They want to know, how does it make me feel?
Yep.
Can I go to my doctor? I love my doctor, right? They develop relationships. So I want to go to my doctor. I've been with him since 1942 and he delivered my kids and yada, yada, yada. How does it make me feel when I go on vacation? Do I have to worry that I can't go here or go there or whatever? They want all the feels.
They want a warm blankie. Yeah. They just want that big soft blankie that makes them feel protected.
Yep. Okay.
Your blue people, your blueprints, they want to know, this has worked for 157,000 other people. And this is an established path, and it works every time. And we're going to put you on the same path because it worked for 157,000 other people.
Wow. So they want proven. They want a proven track record.
Exactly.
Review. They're the guy reading the Amazon reviews every time they buy something, all that stuff.
If you talk to a dude named Brian Askins, blue is his lowest color. He doesn't care how everybody else did it. We're going to do it my way.
Yeah, we'll do it. He's the last one, which is the
red, the driver. Just get it done.
Just get it done.
Get it done. This is where we're going, and this is how we're going to get there.
Yeah, and my red, my blue. I am, according to Nate's scale, I'm yellow, blue, red, and they're pretty similar. Because like when I go buy a car. The last 2 cars I've bought, I looked at the numbers, and then I said, how long will this take? And the guy's like, well, we'll have to send you over here. I said, I'll buy the car today if I can leave for an hour, go get lunch, and come back and sign. And he's like, deal. And he's like, what if we throw something on there you don't want? I said, kudos to you, because I want to be done.
Yep.
Like I want to be done. That may also be called ADHD, but my biggest fear is sitting there just watching someone go for 3 hours and explain everything to me. I'll figure the car out.
The last thing in the world I'm going to do if I'm presenting an annuity to Dallas Keithley is talk about the rate of return and the cap rates and the participation rates. And and he's already glazing over just talking about it.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, is this the smartest thing? So for example, let's say you're presenting an annuity to me, right? You know that I go based off of nurturing, feeling, stuff like that. A little bit red. I want to get it done. What questions are you asking me in an annuity presentation, or a Medicare or whatever?
Well, the first thing I want to know is what makes you feel good.
Okay.
What makes you feel good, and how is it going to help you so that you can go do what you want to do?
See, my biggest fear is FOMO. Right?
Yeah.
Am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Am I stupid for doing this because there's something over here? You know, like when I go outside.
So I'm going to tell you how this meets all of your goals, and it's got you taken care of, and you're going to be able to go drive your Mustang with the top down. So here it is. Go ahead and sign it. We'll be done in 10 minutes.
See, and I'm in, right? Because I want to know, one, is there anything better out there? Am I dumb for doing this? Am I not dumb if I don't? So it's all about how it makes me feel, and am I doing the right thing?
And if you present to Dallas as an expert, Dallas is going to believe in your expertise.
Yeah. I want someone to be the expert. See, the green person, they want to be the expert.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're presenting the same information every time, but you're using different language to meet the needs of the person in front of you. Okay. Because again, if I green all over Dallas, I've lost him.
Out. Yep.
If I tell Dallas that we're going to be done fast, and I've already researched it and I've done all the work and everything works, that's all it's going to take.
Yep.
If I'm talking to a blue, again, it's worked for everybody else. It's got a track record. It's been in business for 125 years. They know what they're doing. Okay, great. They're going to do that.
Awesome. So we've established, you got the 4, right?
Yep.
You got the analytical, the touchy-feely, and I can say that because I'm that guy, the touchy-feely, the blueprint, and then the driver. Just get it done. How do you determine who, because there's like, it's always funny after we go to these events, we're all outside in the hallway trying to read each other, right? And you do learn to. I think you can sit down with somebody. Let's say you don't play the game. We're going to get to the game in a minute. But let's say you don't play the game. What are some ways, what are some questions you can be asking, body language you can be watching that will tell you, okay, this person is this, or this? Well,
the very first thing I do is sit down with somebody and say, what do you want to talk about today?
Okay.
And that's that the way they answer that first question is going to give me 85% of what I need to know. Well, I came in and I've got this and I researched this and okay, he's green all day long.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, my mom had a plan F and I want a plan F. Okay.
Yeah.
They're blue.
Yeah.
Right. I don't really know. I came in here and I don't know what I'm doing and I just need somebody to help take care of it. They're yellow.
Yeah.
And if they come in and say, okay, this is what I'm buying because I want to be in control of it and they're red all day long.
Right.
So then I just have to match my language to match what they want to hear about the product I'm presenting and show them how that product meets those needs.
Okay. Is it ever difficult, like with the red? Let's say he walks in and you look at his stuff and you're like, this is a XYZ plan all day. Like it makes more sense. But to him, he wants the LMNOP plan. Is it ever difficult? What would you do in that situation? Let me just do that.
What would I do in that situation? I would keep talking for a while and place some ideas out there without saying this is what you should do. I'd talk about how this does this and how this does this until I've convinced him that it's his idea. That maybe we need to do X, Y, Z instead of A, B, C.
Because that's really sales, isn't it?
It is.
It's uncovering the need. It's listening, uncovering the need, and then making them think, you know what, I should do this because I feel like that's right. Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't I just do it this way? Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea. Sign here. Yeah. What's your middle name? Yeah. I like that. Okay. So as you're sitting there with people, you're reading them, talk about the game that you talked about or the card system that you use.
Okay. So I carry 4 cards in my pocket. I pull them out and they've got different words on them.
Okay.
And I ask them to put the 4 cards in order. And if I have somebody that's difficult or somebody that I haven't had time to prep at all, I'll do this with them. I don't need to do it most of the time anymore, but
you learned this in Nashville, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, I was there. I bought the system and it's laying somewhere. I'm trying to think of the young lady.
You got a really smart filing cabinet.
Yeah, I do. I really do. It's brilliant. Okay, yeah, because it's all coming back to me now. Yeah.
So I pop the cards out and I ask them to put them in order, and they will put them in order for me. And the longer they think about it, the more inconsistent those results are. Because now they're starting to think about what do I want them
You want a snap decision.
Yeah.
Their true answer.
Yeah. So I'll watch what they do and they'll put them in order and then they'll start to shuffle. Well, I've already memorized the first order.
Right.
And then I ask them to hand them to the spouse. Because part of my conversation is, especially if I've got a spouse there, whatever we do, it's only supposed to do 2 things for you. It's supposed to help you control your out-of-pocket expenses and it's supposed to help your wife sleep at night.
Wow. This is really interesting. I love this because what you just said is what I do. Every personality test, I try to tell myself, okay, because I've taken enough of them now, I know that my first answer is what's supposed to go on the paper. But then, boy, you talk about, yeah, but what should I put?
I can make those personality tests read any way I want.
Yeah. Like I want to be seen as a red.
Yep.
So now I'm going to go in and answer this, and this.
Yep.
But then I get, but that's not really who I am, and the fact that I am stewing over it so much and like growing hair just so I can lose it again and freaking out shows that I'm a yellow.
Yeah.
It's
does.
like, and I think that's part of it too, right? Is watching how they do it and how long it takes them and all that stuff.
Or somebody that knows it very well, there's a very good chance they're a red. They don't want you to know.
Yeah.
They'll try to hide it. Well, I'm green. No, you're not.
Well, and not to go too far down this rabbit trail, but man, one thing that really helped me, we were doing a personality, I think it was the Clifton Strengths one. And I said, okay, that's me up there. How do I fix it? And the guy looked at me, he goes, fix it? What are you talking about? And he goes, do you understand what you just asked? And I'm like, I don't guess I do. He goes, you just looked in the face of God who created you and said, you messed up. How do I fix it? Right. And I'm like, I don't think I said that. He's like, no, that's what you're saying.
And that's we did that down in Florida. We did this Clifton Strengths.
Yes. Yeah.
And he looked at me, he said, don't you dare fix those bottom 5. Just lean into your top 5.
Yeah.
Lean into your strengths, because all you're going to do is weaken these 5 if you try to work on this stuff down here.
Yeah, we are, there's a verse, fearfully and wonderfully made. Like we were made with an intention, with a purpose. And we spend a lot of our life trying to not be that person. So then we don't fulfill our purpose.
Focus on what you're good at.
Exactly. That's great, man.
And especially for the agency owners out there, focus on what you're good at and hire somebody for what you're not.
That's beautiful. I love that.
I hire detail-oriented people because I know me.
Yeah.
It's in the pile. It's over there, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeff Bezos said, I never hire anybody that's not good at something I'm not good at. He goes, because I got me.
Right.
Why do I need me? I've got me. But so many times we look and we say, okay, yeah, you're just like me. You're hired. And then we get irritated because most of us don't really like ourselves.
Right.
And so,
and I don't want to work with me.
No, gosh, no, not you, me. Yeah. So man, this is really interesting. So let's kind of put a bow on it. Number one, the importance of cross-selling, right? How much do you think cross-selling made your business over the last year?
Oh, it'll double your persistency.
Okay.
And as far as how much it's helped me in the last year, it's really focusing on having a system for cross-selling and following it every time.
Okay. So what is your system for cross-selling? How do you let them know?
Everybody gets 4 products. Okay. I don't know what 4 products it's going to be when you sit down.
Yeah.
But everybody's going to get pitched 4 products. Nice. So if I'm selling you Medicare Advantage, I'm automatically going to pitch you a hip. And then I'm going to hit you with a cancer. And then I don't know.
Yeah. Depending on the need, you got to listen. Yeah. Okay.
It might be you say, well, I've got my 401k to move. It might be that you don't have any life insurance. It might be, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But everybody's going to get 4 before I'm done.
We talked about why people don't cross-sell. And we mentioned guilt. We mentioned, I think 2 more that came into my head are 1, laziness, 2, a time factor, right? I'm trying to see 28 people today. It's much cheaper to retain a client than it is to get a new one.
It is.
So give me 5 in a day. I'll spend an hour and a half with all 5 of them, and I'll keep those 5.
Yep.
I'll be writing their grandkids, right?
I mean,
28.
And it's intentionality.
Yeah.
Because I know everybody I sit down with, I'm going to present at least 4 products. So I'm not done until I've presented my 4 products, or at least set up an appointment for the 4th one because I can't present it during a Medicare appointment.
Yeah. And it's intentionality, it's purpose, and it's also being in control of the meeting. How do you maintain control, when they say, okay, listen, we need some life insurance. I just want some life insurance. That's all I want here. I'm here today. I want a $500,000 term, 20-year term. I've been doing my research, right? I'm the green or I'm the red. I've been doing my research. I know that it should cost me about $42 a month.
Okay, good for you. What's it for?
Yeah. It's just if I die, my family's taken care of.
Okay, so what takes care of your family? And I just keep asking questions and ask more questions. And the key to it is you ask a question and then you swallow a bubble. And you want to hold that bubble in your mouth and not pop it.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
So silence is your most powerful tool because people are uncomfortable with silence.
Are you just talking to me right now? Yeah. No, I get that.
If I sit here and stare at Dallas Keithley, I guarantee Dallas is going to talk.
Oh, and this is great in parenting too. My daughter Celine's in the other room listening, and this is the first time she perked up. I have used this on you so many times, kid. Like when you ask them a question and then you just let them stew.
Yeah, look, she's already turning red.
Look at that. She's talking. She just admitted what she did yesterday. Right? It's like it's uncomfortable. It's painful. It's
people. If you ask a question and shut up, people will answer your question.
Yeah.
And then probably the other thing that I've put the most intentionality into is the cross-selling sheet. And using it religiously.
Yeah. We've talked about this on this show here. Yeah. The cross-selling sheet basically is a sheet that has everything you do on it. And the number one reason people don't buy from you is because they don't know what you do.
Right.
Like if you walk in here and you've got a shirt that says Medicare, Peritia Medicare Advisor, I'm going to pigeonhole you into that Medicare spot.
Yep.
And I may even ask you, hey, do you know, I think that's what happened. Do you know somebody that does 401ks or annuities or how can somebody, they're not trying to get you to sell them something. They really are like, well, he's kind of in that field. Let's see if he knows somebody. Right. Whereas I put that sheet.
I hate when somebody comes and says, hey, I went down the street and bought a life insurance policy.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. And it's a roller coaster of emotions. One, it's angry at them. and then disappointed, and then angry at yourself. And then I usually go back to angry at them because that's easier.
I switched to Humana this year. I had to call somebody else because you're the United Healthcare guy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wasn't me. Okay, so we've got why to cross sell, why we don't cross sell, and then if someone was wanting to learn more about how to read personalities, first of all, discover their own personality, so I know how to sell, right? But then more importantly, learning how to read people. Where would you start if someone said, like, you know what, I need to do a personality test?
SWOT is fantastic. Any of the personality tests are fantastic, but don't do 27 of them.
Yeah.
Because you can by the time you get done, you don't understand yourself at all.
Yeah.
Pick one, pick a good one. I can recommend a couple.
Yeah.
But lean into it and really understand what it's telling you. But you have to understand you before you can understand them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For me, that was the biggest breakthrough, was understanding me. You know, I sell and I mess up because I'm leaning too much into this. We always want to sell, like you said earlier, we assume they can't buy it because they can't afford it. We're selling with our wallet. We're selling with our needs. We're selling with the way we want to be sold. And if I'm sitting with a green, unless I adapt, I'm not making that sale.
That one's going to get away from you.
Yes, I am not making that sell. But if I adapt, I can sell it easy.
Yeah.
I can sell, find out what they are, and then do it. And then the last thing you mentioned was shut up and listen.
Yeah.
Be a good salesperson by just putting the bubble in the mouth and listening. 2
ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's awesome. Okay, so you're building an agency. You're there in Iowa. You still got snow on the ground? Like we're holy cow.
I left yesterday morning. It was 28 degrees.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if your ticket was one way or, but so building a big agency, but you have agents in how many states now? You're
46.
in 46 states building it. What are you looking for when it comes to a good agent? If somebody's out there like looking for a team, what is something you're looking for?
I tell my agents, I can teach you anything but attitude and activity. You have to have a good attitude and you have to be willing to get out of bed in the morning. I'm not going to teach those two things to you.
Yeah.
But anything else, if you can learn, if you're teachable, if you're coachable, if you can take, you're going to get some criticism at some point. And it's not criticism meant to hurt. It's criticism meant to make you better. But you have to be willing to learn. I've got a sign on my wall. If you're unwilling to learn, no one can help you. If you're dedicated to learning, nobody can stop you.
Wow, that's good. I like it. How can people get a hold of you?
319-899-8222 is my phone number. Brian at Peritia Advisors.
We got some crazies that listen to this show.
Dallas,
I'm just kidding.
Dallas knows how to get a hold of me.
Yeah, reach out. We can get you a hold of him. Peritia Advisors in what city in Iowa? I just drew a blank. Ely, Iowa. I like it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. BT, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
This was good. I like this. This was different. It's different than a lot of podcasts that we listen to. I don't know that we've ever done one about selling based on personality. So that's awesome. I love that. But we appreciate you guys watching, listening. However, we would appreciate it if you would share this out there. We're trying to grow, man, and it's been great. We want to keep growing. We want to reach more people. We want to help more people. Also, if you know of somebody that should be sitting in that seat, we would love to hear from you and tell us who should be on the Medicare Sales Playbook. Thank you again to Celine in the booth. She's in there it's a confession booth now. She's opened it up, but we appreciate her and all the hard work she puts in, and we appreciate you. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time on the Medicare Sales Playbook.